So in today's video, we're going to share with you guys our worst deal yet and how if you work with the wrong park manager, they can turn a good deal into a nightmare. So stay tuned.
And for the hands down best mobile home investing advice, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified of videos we post every week. So guys, first we want to paint the picture of what this home and deal actually was. So with this home, it was actually a 1980s home. We bought the home for $3,500. It needed no repairs. And our buyer actually got accepted to a community college that was in the local area. And her dad was like, hey, this is a great opportunity for you to get out of my house and live on your own. So I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna purchase this home for you. So Samira, what did we actually sell this home for?
So yeah, we sold this home to her for around $14,000 plus interest because we actually collected payments from her on it.
Yeah.
So total, we were expecting to receive around $17,000 on the home. And we were really happy with this. We were like, this is a great deal. We bought the home. We didn't have to do any repairs. We sold it quickly.
How much did she put down on the home?
Oh, and she put $2,500 down on the home, and she was paying us $305 per month, and she never missed a payment. She was always on time. She was one of our best tenants.
She was happy. We were happy.
Yeah.
It was a win-win. So guys, you have the numbers. You see how this was a great deal for us as investors, but let's get into how this great deal turned into a nightmare. So we're about 1 year into this home, and then we start to get calls. We're expecting a call like, hey, just want to let you guys know, I paid. I want to make sure my payment went through, like every other call, every other month she was doing. But this call was a little bit different. She was actually calling us to say, hey, I'm getting harassed. They're threatening to evict me because they want the entire house repainted. They're saying that the paint doesn't match with the other homes and the quality of the park that they want to see. So, she didn't have a ton of money. Her dad said, hey, I'm gonna buy the home for you. I'm not doing anything else to the house. So long story short, she actually was able to find a friend. One of her friends was actually connected to a painter, and they were actually able to help her out and paint the entire house for free. So we're like, great, we're good.
We were like, because we're not paying for it.
The park is happy, she's happy. We're like, great. Then exactly 2 months go by, we get another phone call from her, and it's again negative news. She tells us the park is threatening to evict her again because of her dog and dog feces everywhere. Now, with her dog, she usually keeps it inside the house. She's like, hey, I usually keep it in, I take it out every time he has to use the bathroom, and I always pick up after him. So that stuff, the feces that's left around, though that couldn't be my dog. That's not my responsibility. But the park was deeming it her responsibility. They were actually trying to evict her for that.
And then we got another call a few weeks after that saying, hey, I'm actually getting evicted. The park is saying they had no record of my lot rent payment, and I know I paid it. She was really upset. She said she actually was paying her lot rent in cash. This was one of the very few parks that accepted lot rent payments in cash. And we were, there was just no record of it. And the park was now putting in an official eviction process for her.
Because she didn't have a record, the court sided with the park.
Yeah. So from that point forward, we were like, hey, we'll actually take the home back from you. We don't want you to get an eviction on your record, and we'll just replace, the tenant. We'll actually just resell it to someone else. But that's when the truth actually came out. We found out that the park manager was pretty shady. She was actually stealing the lot rent payment from our tenant and pocketing it in her own pocket just to get her out of the park. They actually were trying to get her out of the park. They had something out for her, right, Jay?
Yeah, they had an agenda from the top on down. They were actually trying to evict everyone that wasn't 55 or older. They were actually having plans to change the park from a family park into a 55 plus community. So when the truth came out, we saw she got fired, but the fact was like we didn't have our great tenant anymore. And in that park, in that area, with the repairs that were needed, because she was living in the home for such a long time, and then when she actually left the home, it was actually vacant for a couple months. months. They're actually squatters that came through. I'm talking broken windows, holes in the floor, holes in the wall, missing appliances. It just didn't make sense for us to continue to pay the lot rent and make all the repairs on this type of home. So after we got the home back, we actually had a really big fight with the park, to the point we had to get our attorney involved. Now, they had already got legal approval to change the park from a family park to a 55 plus park, and they were actually bringing in a ton of newer homes. So our home was like that sour apple in the bunch. And at that point, they gave us an option. They said, hey, you can move the home up out of here, or if you want to keep it here, we need you to make a ton of repairs on the exterior, and you're going to have to pay lot rent on the home until you find someone else that wants to live in the home and get approved at the community. The problem was, at that point, we saw the previous owner had done a ton of damage to the home, and there were even squatters living in the home. So there were a bunch of repairs, not just needed on the exterior, but interior. I'm talking a bunch of holes in the subflooring, missing and damaged appliances, ceiling repair. They needed a ton of work. So we were really pissed off at the time because, our tenant was gone, our cash flow was gone.
Yeah, so we ended up saying, we don't want anything to do with this house. It's not in the best area. We ended up just gifting it to the park and saying, here's the titles. We just want out. We don't even want to move this home. We just don't want anything to do with it.
Because finding someone 55 plus to go and move into that home, and that older home, when they had already brought in newer homes, it just wasn't going to be easy. It was going to take a ton of time. Making the repairs are going to be a ton of money, and again, paying that lot rent each and every month until we found someone else, it just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, so what we learned from this is that be careful when you are looking to buy and hold a property in a park.
For sure.
Make sure you understand where the park management is going. If they're going to be transferring their park from a family park to a 55 and over community.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions, and be sure you know the character of the park manager
Vet
too.
them out.
Because you're going to have to deal with them. If you ever have to turn your tenants over, that's who you're going to have to deal with. And so you want to make sure that you're dealing with people you want to deal with. So a big learning lesson for us. And
we didn't lose any money.
We made
a profit,
great.
but man, it would have been nice to still be collecting cash flow.
Yeah, that was a good deal. It was looking like a good deal until park management got involved. So we hope this story helped you. We hope it brought you value. Hey, we're not perfect. We make mistakes, and we're either earning or learning, but you can't get in the game if you don't even know how to get started.
Yeah, and that's why we created Trailer Cash Academy's 90-day accelerator program. In this 90-day program, you'll work exclusively with me and Samara, and we'll show you exactly how to close more deals with mobile home investing. Some of our students are earning anywhere between $5,000 to $40,000 per month, and you can do the same thing. You can get started by applying at the link below this video.
So we hope this video was helpful. If it was, be sure to leave us a comment below. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified of new videos we post every week.